to BWI. It's Tuesday. SmackDown just ended, and you know what time it is. It is time for the SmackDown Live results, reviews, grades, and reaction in total. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. Let's go ahead and kick this off. So the show starts off with Randy Orton calling out Bray Wyatt and saying that he thinks mind games will cause Orton to lose his focus. But Wyatt does these things, Orton says, because he's afraid. If Wyatt is man enough, he'll come down to the ring right now and face his fears. Wyatt will then go on coming on screen, and well, he does what Wyatt does best and creeps the hell out of all of us. He does this whole thing with an hourglass, and yeah, it's pretty crazy. Um, this is coming from heavy.com. I will put the link down in the description below before I continue any further. That way I don't get in trouble for plagiarizing them. I'm going to give them the full credit for this. Like, I may just be quoting it because I don't remember a lot of it. So yeah. Anyways, though, moving on from that, we go to backstage. Dean Ambrose says that AJ Styles is bragging way too much about beating John Cena and saying that, well, he himself beat John Cena last week as well. So that tonight, earlier or later that night, he is going to smash his ego and take back his championship. Now, I would like to say that Dean Ambrose as champion, I've said it way too many times, he is the more forgettable champion of the Shield. He is the guy that will be known as, you know, he's the guy that took the title from Seth, and he's the guy that lost the title to AJ. Like, honestly, his title reign wasn't so interesting in my opinion. But I like Dean. Don't get me wrong. I think he's awesome, and I like him a lot. I think he's a pretty cool guy, and yeah. So pretty interesting. Moving on from that, we get a tag team match, an 8-person tag team match, and it's the Usos and the Ascension defeating American Alpha and Heath Slater, the tag champs, by submission. So the Usos come out to a new style, new music, much like how they debuted. We're getting those Usos back, and let me tell you something, these Usos look a lot like, well, thugs. Sorry. I mean, a lot of the guys at my school dress that way, and I would just like to say that I do not go to such a fancy school if that's what you think. No. But yeah, so they sell Chad Gable's knee very well. They attack it very well throughout the match, and Chad just sells it amazingly. One of the Usos, I don't know which one is which, but we will be able to tell them apart as one wears a shirt now and one doesn't. So anyways, they lock in the Tequila Sunrise, and Chad Gable taps out, of course, because it's attacking the knee. So yeah, we move on from this, and of course go to commercial break. I think somewhere around here, and we go backstage to John Cena, and he says that AJ Styles, quote from Heavy.com again, is at the top of his game right now, and while he doesn't care for Dean Ambrose, he admits that he has guts unlike Styles. But still, he'll be the one to walk out as the 16-time world champion at No Mercy. No Mercy happening in about 2 weeks, I believe, and it's pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to this main event. I mean, AJ Styles is a pretty cool guy. He's a fan favorite in this match. They want him to win. Cena wins, he ties Ric Flair. Dean Ambrose win, well, he gets another championship run, which maybe this one could be a bit more interesting, as we've been seeing him go on, get more interesting with this character, and I'm enjoying it a lot more. So, yeah. We then go to The Miz, replacing a poster of LeBron James with a poster of himself, of course, at the arena, as they are in Cleveland. And we go back, still backstage, in the locker room this time, as Randy Orton encounters some sort of weird arrow made of sticks that is pointing to the right. So what does he do? He moves the arrow and turns it to the left, and the leaves on that side of the room, when the camera pans back, the arrow is pointing right again. And Eric Rowan is just standing there in a freaking mask. Honestly, this is pretty scary. Bray Wyatt scares me, and I'm liking it more. So Bray goes on to saying that Orton was never really good at taking direction. My bad, and laughs maniacally. So the hourglass, the sand is going. It's been down since earlier in the night, so that's something to take note of, I guess. We then move on to a four women tag team match, a rematch from last week. As last week we got Carmella and Natalia versus Naomi and Nikki Bella, although it did not end in such a favorable way, as Carmella would end up attacking Nikki Bella and end up having to put the match on disqualification. Thus, Team Fearless Glow ended up picking up the victory. That was not the case this week, though, as we got Carmella and Natalia defeating Naomi and Nikki Bella after the somewhere towards the end of the match. Well, actually, towards the end of the match. Nikki and Carmella were dishing it out, and well, Carmella eventually just gets some underhand tactics, to say the least, um, and pokes the eye and rolls her up. I want to comment on something here. The women's division on SmackDown may not be as interesting when it comes to matches on Raw, but that makes up for the fact. I mean, the story, the amount of people being put over, rivalries and build up and storyline in general, that makes up for it. As for on Raw, we just get overrated. I'm sorry again if I offend anybody because I put a video on that earlier today. But anyways, let's move on from that. I'm looking forward to seeing this feud play out. There is many rumors saying that we may get a tag team match at Hell in a Cell, or a Carmella and Nikki Bella no DQ match. Now, let me just real quick say why I don't think the second one's gonna happen. Forget the PG stuff because we've seen the Extreme Makeover with I believe it was Michelle McCool and Beth Phoenix, and the tables match with Lay Cool and Natalia and Beth Phoenix. So there is no doubt that they will one day be doing that in the future. But the reason why I don't think it will happen is because Nikki Bella, injuries, and they're not just gonna take that risk on Nikki. So smarter thing to do, I guess. We then go back again backstage to the locker room where Randy Orton is walking towards the door, comes in front of a door that says, "I am a god." And there's another door to his left saying, "Predator or prey. One way out. Choose wisely," is written on the wall. So then what does Orton do? He opens the first door and he will find a cardboard cutout of himself with the word "pray" written in red on his chest. He then opens the other door with Eric Rowan just, standing behind it. Orton apparently, without having seen Rowan, leaves. I'm really quoting this freaking website, and I am sounding way too much like a professional, and I kind of like it. But again, I will credit this website because I don't want my video being taken down. Sorry. So as we go, um, some big things to know is that there was some um matches already announced from the night earlier in the night, and so one of them was a segment of The Miz's homecoming. So what happens? This is The Miz's homecoming. So he goes for his homecoming celebration. They show all of his accolades and they show off his amazing video package of his whole career, his hot wife Maris, who is the highlight of my day. Sorry, I love Maris. She's my favorite all-time diva. But that aside, my fanboying aside, Dolph Ziggler comes out, of course, after Miz ends up seeing his own parents, and then see, as noted by Maris, that Dolph Ziggler's parents are in the audience. And after, of course, saying a couple things and taunting his parents about Dolph, he goes on to say that, Dolph Ziggler is an embarrassment. Then Dolph Ziggler comes out very angry, and what does the Miz do? He hides behind Maris like always. But the two get into a war of words where the Miz says, "Look, all you do is lose, basically. That you are an embarrassment to everybody, and that you should just quit." Well, as he begins to exit, Ziggler's parents, get insulted by him, and well, Ziggler says, "Wait." And he goes on this whole poetic justice, this amazing promo, and I love SmackDown's promo work, by the way. It's a lot more freedom and fluid, rather it's sounding like very scripted. Ziggler goes on to saying how he's passionate about what he does. Yes, he loses a lot, but he will never give up. So we already seeing what basically Cena says all the time. And the Miz puts him up to the test. He says, you know, because of course Ziggler wants another shot at the title. So the Miz says, you know what? Fine, we'll get your match at No Mercy, but you'll have to put your career on the line at No Mercy. So those are some big words from the Miz because we are getting this match. I was checking WWE.com because I had the app, and apparently we will be getting this match, and I'm very invested in it because I don't want to see Dolph Ziggler leave. Despite of him losing, him on SmackDown and his promo work recently and the amount like the way they're building him up. Yes, he's losing again, but I like him still. Something about him and SmackDown just makes me like him, and that's why I like SmackDown. It makes me like these people who I never would have considered of liking before. So we go once again to Bray Wyatt and Orton, and Bray talks about how watching Randy Orton is like a rat in a maze, and he continues to laugh maniacally some more. So this whole thing is pretty crazy. Um, then 2 minutes later, we get Becky Lynch. Her entrance music hits. She's about to go out there, but Alexa Bliss attacks her from behind. Look, I always go on bashing Raw's women's division, saying how it's terrible compared to SmackDown, but SmackDown has its flaws, and this is one of them. I get that you're trying to build a feud between two people, but the way to do it is not by always having them being attacked. Come on, SmackDown, stop having your female talents always attack the crap out of each other. Let them do some other stuff. Find some creativity. I don't know, but attack, no, come on. But I will say Alexa Bliss and Becky really like Becky sold those face crushers to the ground, and Alexa grabs the title and says, "You don't deserve this, Becky. I do," and she leaves, leaving Lynch on the floor and injured. Um, Something I have to say is that I would have loved seeing Eva Marie return or Rosa Mendez come back. I don't know. I just love returns, so whatever. And Eva Marie being built up again, with being like a little scary cat was pretty entertaining. So, but that aside, we go on back to Wyatt and says he's disappointed as he thought Randy Orton was worthy of being in his presence and that the Viper has no fangs. Orton appears behind Bray Wyatt because Wyatt is saying, "You're no man," and and well, Randy ends up attacking him. He sits down in Wyatt's chair, puts on the sheep mask, begins singing, and the video slows down and reverses itself weirdly. Then it just cuts off, and Bray Wyatt sitting in the chair like just nothing freaking happened. It was really crazy. Go backstage, and we're getting ready for the main event of the night. So we're gonna get AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose, and well, the match ended in AJ Styles retaining against Dean Ambrose. The match was entertaining, severely entertaining, way better than Raw's main event because, of course, Raw's main event was a tag team match. In the end, it was Dean Ambrose not keeping his eye on the prize that ended up costing him. Cena's distraction towards Dean Ambrose costed it a match. And of course, guess what happened at the end? They all assaulted each other, but Cena came out on top, and JBL was playing towards the fact that he will beat Ric Flair's or tie Ric Flair's record. So yeah, that was basically it for this SmackDown Live results. I would give this SmackDown a solid B plus. I enjoyed it. Way better than Raw. Raw was like a D. I don't know. I just didn't freaking like it, and I'm leaning towards SmackDown. I'm becoming a SmackDown guy. So, anyways, like, share, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. Comment down below what kind of videos you would like to see me do. Suggestions. This is all your channel, and expect more videos to come. Until next time, bye.